everybody and welcome back to Elle the Law Student. So I made a video about getting your results and what you should do after you got your results last week, I think. And today I'm going to be talking about some of the things you might want to pick up before heading to university. So I suppose this is a bit of a packing list. Now the first thing I want to say is I would probably try to buy as much as you can once you're at university, because it can just be so much easier than buying things at home and then lugging them around and getting them to your university. However, for example, in Oxford we don't have things like a Wilko, the Aldi is quite a way out and that sort of thing, so some things I tend to get like whilst I'm in Sheffield, and then I can go to IKEA and that sort of place as well. I'm not going to mention kitchen stuff in this because I didn't use a kitchen. I didn't have a kitchen in my first year, so there's not much point in me doing that. First things first is clothing. So when I was looking to pack all my clothes for uni, I didn't know what to pack, and I think part of this is because you don't know what to expect when you go to uni. You don't know how many formal events you'll go to, you don't know anything like that, and in England, you don't know what the weather's going to be like either. Sometimes autumn means short sleeves and jeans, and sometimes it means winter coats. So the first thing I would say that you want to pack is something smart casual. Now I know everyone hates that term, but for me that means jeans and a blouse, or kind of smartish trousers and a top, or some kind of dress that you can generally get from like Dorothy Perkins and those sorts of places. Do quite kind of smart casual dresses. And the reason I say pack something like this is because I find at university there are so many events that I go to and I have no idea what to wear, but you can always get away with wearing like a little tea dress. The next thing is something formal, especially for like winter balls, that sort of thing, which happen at most universities. It's not just Oxford. So you pack something formal, and even if you don't end up going, then it's probably just one dress that's going to sit in your wardrobe. Each term I pack one dress that I can wear for some kind of ball thing, but yeah, it's just worth having. And also take something formal that's not a ball gown in case you go to any dinners. Something comfortable, that is so important. I think it's so easy to think I'm going to go to university, I'm going to reinvent myself, I'm always going to look absolutely fantastic like I could be in a fashion magazine. Realistically that will not happen, and you will have days where you just want to sit in the library with a hoodie and some leggings on and over-ear headphones and just have no one talk to you, and that's fine, but don't be in denial, that will happen. Something sporty, even if you don't think you'll get into sports, that's fine, just at least pack like one sports outfit, because you never know what might come your way. You don't want to miss out on anything basically, and even if it's just joining in a Zumba class or something like that, it's just worth having those things with you. And finally, a dressing gown and slippers, and I found pyjamas that could pass for daytime clothes. I found this great in first year because there would be so many times where I would either go over to one of my friends' rooms, not mega late at night, but say to wash apprentice at 9 o'clock, and I'd already had a shower and that sort of thing, and it's great if you have sort of pyjamas that have got jogging bottom style things and like a hoodie style top, because then you can just walk around campus and halls and no one really bats an eyelid, and then you can just get straight back to your room and jump into bed. Dressing gowns as well. I had a shared bathroom in my first year, and so having a dressing gown was an absolute essential because I had to like go through the corridors and everything. And slippers as well. Generally your carpets will not be very nice to walk on. Probably don't want to hear that, but yeah. So next up, bathroom things. I would say things like toiletries, probably pick up whilst you're there, and maybe take enough for the first few days whilst you get yourself settled in, but I didn't, I just picked things up whilst I was there. Some of the big things, and this depends whether you'll have an ensuite or a shared bathroom. So I had a shared bathroom. The most helpful thing was this little plastic tub that I had, and I picked it up from TK Maxx for a couple of pounds, and I don't have it with me because it's in the loft, and honestly to get it out would be a nightmare. But it was basically just kind of a plastic tub with a handle on it, and it was brilliant because I could put my shampoo, my conditioner and everything, and that just lived by my door. And then every time I needed to go to the shower, I just grabbed it, walked out the door and went. If you have your own ensuite bathroom, I know quite a few of my friends have those things that you hook over the shower door that sort of roll down and you can keep things in there. That might be an idea. If you're having a shared bathroom, one thing I would definitely recommend is flip-flops. When I first started, I was wearing my slippers to and from the bathroom, and I just hated it because I would put my sort of damp feet inside the slippers and I'd just not like it at all. So I got some flip-flops and it was life-changing. Silly thing, but made a big difference. And as well, shower caps. You might have only ever seen your grandma wear them, but shower caps can be really great because university showers are often in those little ensuite cubicle things, and the shower water goes in a weird direction and there's no way to go in without getting your hair wet, and then it's a big old nightmare. So yeah, that's something else that I would definitely recommend. On to your bedroom. Now, bedroom things, I picked up quite a few bits and bobs before I went to uni. Some people like to make their bedroom very Instagrammable and beautiful. In Oxford, because we have to pack away everything at the end of every term and take it home, I couldn't put loads and loads of stuff in my bedroom. But what I did put up was fairy lights, because they're super easy to put up and take back down again, and photographs, because I would peg those onto the fairy lights. Again, really easy to take down. And just kind of some home comforts. Maybe you really like plants, so put a little cactus on your window. A lamp, I would take a lamp. You'll probably have a lamp in your room, but you can always use more lamps. I just have one of those little clip-on ones, and you can get them in IKEA. You like clip them onto a desk or whatever, and then they bend whichever way you want them to. Blankets. So I lived in a really old cottage in my first year of uni, and it was freezing, and in the winter time I would sleep with a really thick duvet on, with a duvet cover that had got brushed cotton, with 2 fluffy blankets over the top of me, and sometimes also my dressing gown. Extension cables. Try to get ones that are power surge protected. As I said, I didn't have a kitchen in my first year at university, however I did have access to a microwave. And one of the best things that you can get if you have access to a microwave is a little microwavable tub, because then you can put anything in there. I would buy tins of soup and that sort of thing, and it would just make a great lunch. Okay, and finally onto stationery worky stuff. Now, I didn't want to go too much into this because this is probably something that you're really used to because you'll have had your school time, so the idea of me telling you what kind of stationery you need seems not very useful, but just some things that you might not have considered. First of all, I would really recommend a desk planner. I picked this up thinking I probably won't use it. I buy loads of stationery that I don't need, basically. I actually used it every single week last year. And it has the days of the week at the top, and then you probably can't see, in a different coloured pen. So I had one coloured pen for tutorials, lectures, that sort of thing, one coloured pen for extracurriculars, one coloured pen for other stuff, and I would write everything in there, and it was so good at just actually making sure that I went and did things. In addition to that, you might have times where you have to handwrite your notes. Some of my tutors don't like it when you type in tutorials. I personally prefer to type stuff because then I can search for keywords in it. But if you want to do a combination of the two and that sort of thing, my favourite notebooks are these ones. These are the Oxford ones, and the reason I like these is because they have these little squares in the corner, and that's because you can link them up to a Scribbles app. You basically take a photograph of the page using this app, and it creates really good, they look like photocopies of your work, and so you always have a digital copy, which just gives me a bit of peace of mind when I'm writing notes that I won't lose them, basically. Also, things like scissors, a hole punch, stapler, easy things to forget, but you will save everyone's life when everybody needs to staple their essays and no one has a stapler, so Yep, those 3 things, very, very useful. Right, well that's nowhere near everything that you'll be thinking about taking to university, but it might be some things that you hadn't thought about yet, and so hopefully this video was slightly useful. If you want me to do another one of these, focusing on maybe something more specific, then please let me know. Definitely have to go now because my camera battery is running really low, but I hope that helped, and if you're excited to go out shopping and get all your stuff for uni. See you soon. Bye.